Hola y buenos días. Soy yo, el señor Maurice. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Today, we're going to go over the alphabet, and then we're going to look at what we've covered up to now in this unit, and then we're going to look at the wind instruments, and even try some experiments with sound. Pero primero vamos a cantar nuestra canción de saludos. Canten conmigo. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo se sienten? Yo me siento bien. Muy bien. Now, as I said, the first thing that I'd like you to do is review the alphabet with the video. Now get a piece of scratch paper or your notebooks and something to write with ready. And we'll have a spelling dictation activity after you watch the video. Ahora, pongan atención y repitan todos.
A. América. B. Biblioteca. C. Ciudad. Che. Chico. D. 2. E. Escuela. F. Familia. G. Gobierno. H. Hospital. I. Iberia. J. Juego. K. Kilo. L. Libro. Y. Llama. M. México. N. 9. Ñ. Ñoclo. O. Oficina. P. Policía. Q. 15. R. Restaurante. R. Correos. S. 7. T. Tío. U. 1. B. 20. W. Washington. X. Xilófono. Y. Yo. Z. Zoológico.
Muy bien. Ahora, saquen papel y lápiz o pluma para hacer el dictado. I'll write down these letters as I say them and see if you can tell what the word is that I'm spelling. Let's go ahead and begin. Las letras. N, O, T, A. Did you get those? N, O, T, A. Okay, did you get this word here? N, O, T, A. N, O, T, A. What does that spell? Nota. Nota. Very good. Let's try another one. Okay. Otra palabra. Okay, listen carefully. M, U con acento. S, I, C, A. Okay, that was M, U con acento. S, I, C, A. Okay, let's see. Did you get this? M, U con acento. And you see the acento, the accent mark? S, I, C, A. What does this spell? Música. Música. Well, let's try kind of a longer word. Okay? So listen carefully. Okay. I, N, S, T. R, U, M, E, N, T, O. Okay, I'm going to go over that once more so that you can get it. I, N, S, T. R, U, M, E, N, T, O. That's a long one. Did you get this? Did you get this one? I, N, S, T, R, U, M, E, N, T, O. Yeah, that is kind of a long one. What does that spell? Instrumento. Very good. Instrumento. And that leads us right into what we're going to start reviewing today. Okay? And those are the instruments. Now let's look at these. The instruments that have strings. Now remember, strings are called cuerdas. Okay? Estos son los instrumentos de cuerda. Los instrumentos de cuerda. Okay? And some examples of this group are this one. What is this called? La guitarra. And then the larger version of that instrument. Do you remember this? El guitarrón. This instrument, it's cognate, so that helps. El violín. El violín. And this instrument. Again, a cognate, so that should help. El arpa. El arpa. Otro grupo de instrumentos que vimos, this other group, are instruments that you beat or shake. You might say you percuss these instruments. They are instrumentos de percusión. And we looked at these last lesson and some examples, such as this whole group. Okay, and it sounds like what you put in your toys to make them run. La batería. La batería. We also talked about just one of these, and we said this is called el tambor. El tambor. These that a flamenco dancer uses, and remember Dr. Hemphill showed us some of these are called las castañuelas. Las castañuelas. These that we shake, you guys might have even made some of these in your class. These are called las maracas. Las maracas. And this one that he also showed, that you run the stick back and forth up and down those grooves to make a noise, is called el güiro. El güiro. This group that we talked about all have keyboards to make music. And keyboard is the key word here. Son instrumentos de teclado. Instrumentos de teclado. Now today, we'll be looking at these instruments that have wind pass through them. Son los instrumentos de viento. Okay, now get out your notebooks because you're going to want to jot down some of these. Some examples of instrumentos de viento are this one, el clarinete. El clarinete. Go ahead and write that down. And this is a cognate, so you know what this instrument is in English, right? Right, a clarinet. This instrument, la flauta. La flauta. Okay? Go ahead and write that down. That's kind of a cognate. There's a food called flauta that's rolled up in a tortilla and it looks kind of like a flute. Another instrument that we're going to be talking about when we talk about wind instruments is la armónica. La armónica. And this is a cognate. Right. This is a harmonica in English. La armónica. You see that accent right over the O. Armónica. Go ahead and get that written down into your notebooks. And finally, one other instrument. La trompeta. La trompeta. Okay. This has the little things up there to play. Okay. La trompeta. Muy bien. Ahora, favor de repasen los instrumentos de viento con este video. Presten atención y repitan todos.
Los instrumentos de viento. Los instrumentos de viento son el clarinete. ¿Qué parte del instrumento vibra? La flauta. ¿Qué parte del instrumento vibra? La armónica. ¿Qué parte del instrumento vibra? La trompeta. ¿Qué parte del instrumento vibra?
All right. ¿Qué parte del instrumento vibra? What part of the instrument vibrates? Well, what vibrates in wind instruments is either the air going through or the reed on some instruments. Well, I want to try to do a couple of quick experiments today with some things that I have here using wind. Okay? Vamos a empezar con este. Este es un popote. Un popote. You may use these to drink things out of bottles. Okay? Es un popote. Now, knowing what you do about musical instruments and sound, what do you think will happen as I blow into this and shorten the length of the straw while I blow into it? What's your prediction? Well, let's see. Could you hear that? Could you hear what happened to the sound? Yeah. As there's less area for the air to go into in there, what happens to the sound? It has a tendency to go up. Let's see if that's consistent. I've gotten some bottles here, and I've put some liquid into each of them. Okay, you can see that there's different amounts of liquid in each one of my bottles here. Now this one has the least amount of area for the air to enter into it. What do you think will happen with the sound? Let's see. Now this one has more area for air, so let's see. And this one has in between. So let's hear the three of them. You guys can try this in your classrooms if you want to experiment with some sounds too. Now, I also have another instrument here, and this looks kind of like a straw, but this is my magic flute. Okay? My magic flute, well, you can play it and make a noise out of it. So let's see. Well, that looks pretty simple and pretty easy to do. You can make a magic flute and fool your friends. Okay? As a matter of fact, one of our activity sheets today is called La Flauta Mágica. And this activity sheet will show you how to make a magic flute of your own. It's really very simple. All you need is a little square of paper, some scissors, and some tape. Okay? Now, if you follow these directions, you'll be able to make a magic flute. And if you look down at the very bottom, you can see that the secret to the magic flute is right there. Okay? So, you guys can make your magic flutes in your classes. Maybe you can take some home to your brothers or sisters, to your parents, or the people that you know, maybe even students in other classes, and see if they can play your magic flute. Okay? And ahora vamos a repasar con la otra hoja de actividades llamada crucigrama. Okay. Crucigrama. And crucigrama, as you can see, means crossword puzzle. Let's go ahead and start up here at the top. Voy a escribir mi nombre, R-O-V-E-R-T-O. And now we have a cross, and we have some of the pictures that we've talked about, and some of the instruments. For example, this one, this one is the sheet of music. This is what we call a song. And if you look down here in the key, you'll find the word in Spanish, canción, right there. That's going across, so C-A-N-C-I-O con acento N, canción. And we have all of the words here in the key that you'll need. See if you can recognize as many of those as possible. Okay. Now, the magic flute, you're going to see it has a little piece of paper at the end. And that's kind of like a reed. It vibrates. Vibra cuando toca el instrumento. It vibrates when you play the instrument. Okay, so that's kind of like the reed that we were talking about in wind instruments. Muy bien. Now, next class, we'll look at the last class of musical instruments, los instrumentos de teclado. Okay? So if you play any of these instruments, bring them into class so that you can show your teacher and your fellow students how they work and what they sound like. Pero saben que ya es hora de despedirnos. Now for our goodbye song today, I'd like to sing Las Mañanitas. And remember, this is the birthday song. So anybody who's just recently had a birthday, or just about to have a birthday, this song is for you. Canten conmigo. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba Rey David, pero no eran tan bonitas como las cantan aquí. Despierta, mi bien, despierta, mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajarillos cantan, la luna ya se metió. Happy birthday to all of you. Feliz cumpleaños. And until we see each other next class, adiós y hasta luego.